Hello, I'm Tari. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make a multicolored Zulu necklace. I really enjoy making these because there are endless possibilities. There are so many patterns and it'll always come out different depending on the colors that you choose. So I really enjoy making these. Well, the one that I have here is quite a big piece. So don't feel pressured to do it in one go. I never do it in one go. So just take your time and enjoy the beading. So let's get started. So I've already made my beaded ball. If you're not sure of how to make it, kindly refer to my previous video where I demonstrate how to make the beaded ball. So after making the beaded ball, you pick 15 black beads. And then you pick another 7 black beads. These will be part of the necklace, the part that you'll be seeing that doesn't have anything to do with the bead ball. So after picking 7 black beads, you pick 2 blue, 1 black, 3 red, 1 black, 5 orange, 1 black, 5 white, 1 black, 5 green, 1 black, 5 yellow, 1 black. And as you can see, those are all the colors, and then we repeat the colors that we are going to be using. So it's back to blue, only this time you pick 5 blue, 1 black, 5 red, 1 black, 5 orange, 1 black, 5 white, 1 black, 5 green, 1 black, 5 yellow, 1 black, 5 blue, 1 black, 5 red, 1 black, 5 orange, 1 black, 5 white, 1 black, 5 green, 1 black, 5 yellow, and 3 green. No, it's actually 4 green. 4 because at the bottom we're going to be making a star shape. So that is the sequence of our beads, and these will determine the colors that we'll be picking for the rest of this necklace. So to make that star and start working our way up, we're just going to separate the last 3 from the rest. Put the needle through the very first black bead from the top, like that. Pull the thread, and there we've got our little cute star. So now we're going to imitate what we have already done here by picking 5 yellow, 1 black, and 5 green. And now I'm going to skip the first black bead here and go to the second one. And I'll put my needle through that black bead. I pull my string tight, and now I'm going to pick 5 white, 1 black, and 5 orange. And then I'm going to skip the next black bead and go to the one after it and put my needle through it like that. Pull my thread. And now I need 5 red, 1 black, and 5 blue. And just like what I did the previous time, I'm going to skip the next black bead and go to the next one. That's where my needle goes through. I always like to hold the beads down when I'm pulling the string so that it remains tight. My necklace will remain tight and neat. So I move on to yellow, black, and green. That's 5 yellow, 1 black, and 5 green. I skip the next black bead and go to the next one like that. Put my needle through it. I pull my string tight. And now I go to white and orange. I skip the next black bead the same way I've been doing it. And I pull my thread, make sure it's sitting neatly. I move on to red and blue. I've added my red and blue. Now I move on to yellow and green. It's very common to forget the contrasting colored bead, the one that separates the colors. If you forget to pick that, don't hesitate to undo and correct that mistake. Don't keep going on. So now I move to white and orange, still picking 5. I put my needle through the black bead like that. I pull tight. Now I'm going to pick red, but I am reducing my number to 3, just like how I have 3 here. So it's 3 red, 1 black, and 2 blue. So I put my needle through that black bead. I pull tight, and now I need 5 black beads. So I have my 5 black beads, and I'm going to count 1, 2. This one will work as my contrasting. Okay, let me put it close so you can see clearly. So I'm going to count, right? 1, 2. This one will be my contrasting bead when I'm coming back, where my needle will go through. 1, 2, and then I put my needle through this bead. The 6th bead from the one where we put the needle. On the 6th one, that's where the needle goes through. And now we're at the top. It's time to turn and work going downwards. When turning, I always like to use a total of 5 beads. 2, 1, which will act as the contrasting right at the top there, and another 2 black. So that's a total of 5 black beads. And I'm going to put my needle through the 3rd bead from the top. So we're going to leave 1, 2, and put the needle through the 3rd one, leaving 2 free beads before the contrasting colored bead and before the blue starts, like that. I always find that shape to be a bit funny, but don't worry, it will all make sense as you keep beading. So now we're working going down. 2 black, 1 black, so that's a total of 3 black beads and 2 blue beads. So now I'm going to leave this black bead here because I used it already when I was going up, and then I'm going to put my needle through the very first black bead which is available. That is to say, we haven't used it, our needle has not gone through it yet. So I pull my string and make sure everything is sitting neatly. It's a bit loose here, so I need to pull in the direction that I'm going from the top, then downwards like that. So now I move on to red, 3 red, 1 black, and 5 orange. I'm going to skip this black bead here. I can't use that, and I'll go to the next free black bead, which is this one. That is where my needle is going to go through. So we just keep repeating these steps, just following the colors that are already there on the necklace. So I'm going to work my way downwards until I am right at the bottom, and I will show you how to do the little star again. So I'll be right back. So now I'm at the bottom, and I've picked 5 yellow beads and 4 black beads. I push them down and I pull my string to make sure it's sitting neatly. I'm going to separate the last 3 from the rest, put my needle through the only black bead that will be left here. I pull my thread tight, and there I've got another cute little star. So now I'm going to be working going up, starting off with yellow, 5 yellow, 1 black, and 3 green. So I'm going to work my way up, and I'm going to show you the turning process when you're at the top again. I'm going to show you that step. So here I am. I'm going to reduce my beads. 3 red, 1 black, 2 blue. Don't forget to reduce the number of beads that you'll be picking. Put my needle through that contrasting bead. Right, so it's always a bit tricky when you are making a web necklace with the same color. It's a game of counting. You have to keep counting your beads, really. So now we're going to, we had 2 here. We have 2 black, right? The contrasting bead and 2 black. So the needle goes through the 3rd bead here, leaving 2 at the top like that. If you find yourself with 3 beads here at the top or 1 bead, it means you have made a mistake of some sort, and you have to undo and correct that mistake. So yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like at the top. So now you go back to picking a total of 5 black beads, and you put your needle through the 3rd black bead here at the top. So I've picked my 5 beads for the turning process. I'm going to count my beads, 1, 2, and put my needle through the 3rd one here. I pull my string, and there. So now I can continue. 2 black, one black for the contrasting, so that's a total of 3, and 2 blue. So that's how it goes. You just keep repeating those steps over and over again. Work down, turn, work up, and yeah, keep doing that until the necklace can go around your neck, and yeah, you'll be ready to finish. So I'm going to show you the finishing bit. My thread is also quite short, and I need to add a new one. So if you do not know how to add a new string when you're making this type of necklace, please refer to my previous video where I demonstrate how to add a new string when making a web necklace. So let me show you how to finish it off when the necklace is big and it goes around your neck. So to finish off, I need to make a loop to go hand in hand with the bead ball. So I've picked up some beads and I've divided them into 3 groups. I have 15 for my second loop, 2 to separate the 2 loops, and I have 30 for my first loop. So I'm just going to put my needle through the 2 beads that separate the loops, and I pull my string, and there I've got my very first loop. And before I continue, I'm going to test it out and see if it's compatible with my bead ball. See if my bead ball will go through it. And it does. So now I can move on and pick 15 beads to make my second loop. I've got my 15 beads, and now I'm going to put my needle through the very last bead that I used on the necklace. I pull my thread and I'm going to test out my loop before I continue, see if my bead ball will go through it. So I'm just going to hold tight, hold my string tight like that so that it doesn't become loose, and I can just test it out. So yeah, it fits. This bead is always a trial and error. So if your loops are not big enough, it means you have to add more beads. If the loops are too big, it means you have to reduce the number of beads. So now I'm going to move on and start securing my thread so that it doesn't unravel. So I'm just going to put my needle through those two beads at the top, pull my string. I'm going to pull my string tight, and I'm going to make my first knot. So the knot goes in between this bead and this bead, the bead that we're using as a contrast, and the last bead here. So I'm just going to put my needle under the thread like that, pull gently, put my needle in through the loop that has been formed. I pull tight, and there's my first knot. So I'm going to put my needle through more beads like that and make another knot. Pulling my thread gently to avoid knots. I'm going to repeat this process a number of times. So now here I am. I'm going to make another knot here. I also like to do a zigzag when I'm making these knots. So here I go again. I'll demonstrate what I mean by making a zigzag. I guess what I mean is moving in a zigzag pattern and not just a straight line as I've been doing here. So I'm going to put my needle through these 3 red beads. I pull my thread, and instead of making a knot here, I'm going to move my needle upwards like that. Pull my thread tight, and then I will make my knot in between this red bead and this black bead. So my needle goes under the thread like that, and I put my needle through the loop that has been formed to make a knot. So I'm making my knot one last time. I'm just going to put my needle through that black bead and through these 2 blue beads like that. And there is my final knot. I pull tight. So that's it. Now I can cut my string. And other loose strings, I can cut them off, and I am done. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Nothing to it. Thank you so much for watching my video. For more videos, please subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye.